Hello and welcome to the Plays the Thing. My name is Matt. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to be back live streaming. It feels like ages since I did a live stream. It's a couple of days. I did put a video out, but yeah, everything's looking good. And yeah, so today I'm doing an unboxing. And after my few plays of Lord of the Rings, the card game, the update, revised core box, I played it a lot. I played it a few times on the channel and even more off the channel. I've been playing an Elves deck because ages ago when I first got the new box, I also got the Elves of Lorien starter deck. But I was craving some new missions to do, and I thought, what better place to start than the Fellowship of the Ring? And then also, I wanted to get some more cards in, maybe so I can do some deck building. A bit scared of deck building. But I saw that the Dwarves of Durin were quite a powerful starter deck. And as I'm a beginner, oh, hello, someone's watching. Please say hello if you're watching. Make sure everything's okay. Yeah, because they are supposed to be quite powerful, and I am merely a beginner in this game, playing on easy mode, I thought I would get that deck. So today I'm doing an unboxing, and then in a couple of days, hopefully I will be doing a playthrough and what I use as my deck to play. I will have a think about. I think there's some things that you have to have for this Fellowship of the Ring. Obviously, this is like the books and the film, so you have to have I think Frodo, but anyway, we'll find out, because today if we go to the tabletop, here we are. So I've got my chamomile tea and I've got the two things. So my plan is to not necessarily go through everything, because I think there are a lot of cards. I really don't know. I know there are just cards in this box, and it's quite a big box with, it's not full of cards, but you get more storage with it. So I will sort of be seeing, I might be able to store it in the original box. Not sure about anything new. This is like, if you've never played this game or not played it much or want to see what these are about, this is through the eyes of someone who is not an expert. So let me just I'm going to open the Dwarves of Durin first, and I think there's let me just see, even not an expert at opening these, I'm pretty sure there's a tag there, yes, so I can get in there. So yeah, we have two sets of cards in here, and that is it. And this says, so if we I'll just do a bit of a close-up. So this is the 82 starter deck for the Lord of the Rings. The card game contains a ready-to-play starter deck featuring the Dwarves of Middle-earth. Take advantage of their hearty fortitude in battle and find new resources by mining your deck. Yeah, so I hear they've got quite a lot of attack, these dwarves. So I think there might be a little book in here. Yes, there is. Little slip of paper. So, far, far below the deepest delving of the dwarves, the world is gnawed by nameless things. 2 towers. To play the pre-built starter deck, take the 53 cards preceding the Halt divider marked with a star. Okay, so the pre-built deck has stars on it. I think the elves had that as well. Then followed the setup instructions with the rules reference. There is a complete deck list on the last page of the book. The remaining card after Hulk Divider can be used when building your own custom deck. The cards in this expansion can be identified with the following symbol. So it's got a hammer and iron thing. Okay, so let's have a look in here. So let's look at the heroes first. So we have Dane Ironfoot, Ori, Before, 3 dwarves, and then these have all got the stars on them. So so they're suggesting to use these 3. And then we have all the new cards in this deck. So I'm pretty sure that nothing else, these aren't in the starter deck. There might be Gandalf's in here, but so we've got a Bomber, exhaust Bomber to choose a location, that location, -1 threat until the end of the phase. Oh, that's useful, yeah. After a hero is assigned any amount of damage, this is Dory, exhaust Dory to place that damage on Dory instead. Right, so he's a tank, bit of a tank. A couple of Dories. Ereborn Hammersmith. After you play Ereborn Hammersmith, return the topmost attachment in any player's discard pile to their hand. Yeah, that's good. So if you've lost some attachments, which is what happened to me on that third quest in the core box, got a few of him. Ereborn Record Keeper. Ereborn Record Keeper cannot attack or defend. Exhaust Ereborn Record Keeper and pay 1 book resource to choose and ready a dwarf character. Okay, so he uses resources to ready any dwarf character again. Nice. Ered Luin Miner. After Ered Luin Miner is discarded from your deck, put it into play under your control. Ooh. So he comes back. Ered Nimras Prospector. After Ered Nimras Prospector enters play, discard the top 3 cards of your deck, then choose and shuffle 1 card from your discard pile back into your deck. Okay, so you can put some powerful cards back into your deck. There's the Gandalfs. We know all about Gandalfs. Gloin. While you control at least 5 dwarf characters, Gloin gains response. After you play Gloin from your hand, choose a hero. Add 2 resources to that hero's resource pool. Ooh, that is good. Longbeard Elder. After Longbeard Elder commits to a quest, look at the top card of the encounter deck. If that card is a location, place 1 progress on the current quest. Otherwise, Longbeard Elder gets -1 until the end of the phase. So you get to look at the top card of the encounter deck, which is good. So you know what's coming next. Little look into the future. Mine of the Iron Hills. After he enters play, choose and discard 1 condition attachment from play. Cram. Attach the hero. Discard Cram to ready each attached hero. Healing Herbs. Attached to a book hero. Discard Healing Herbs and exhaust attached hero to heal all damage on 1 character. Wow, that's powerful. I should look at the attack of these as well, of the allies and heroes. Attached to a dwarf hero, exhaust king under the mountain to look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your hand and discard the other. Yes, there's quite a bit of looking at cards in your deck and in the encounter deck, which is useful. Just turning up the brightness a little bit. After you play a dwarf character from your hand, exhaust Legacy of Durin to draw 1 card. Navi's Belt attached to a dwarf hero. Exhaust Navi's Belt to give each hero an extra of all the icons until the end of the phase. So you could use their you can use them to pay for things that they wouldn't usually pay for. Discard Thor's map to choose a location in the staging area. Make that location the active location. If there is another active location, return it to the staging area. Interesting. And then we've got events. I'm not going to go through everything. I actually just wanted to look at these 3 because what did they do, the heroes? So, yeah, we went through this, didn't we? Pay 1 resource from heroes to add 1 resource to Biffle's resource pool. Oh, no, we didn't. Pay 1 resource from a hero's resource pool to add 1 resource to Biffle's resource pool. Any player may trigger this ability. So you're swapping resources, basically. So, and that's just an action. It doesn't exhaust him. And Ori, if you control at least 5 dwarf characters, draw 1 additional card at the beginning of the resource phase. That's really useful. Always good to have card draw. And Dane Ironfoot is, while Dane Ironfoot is ready, dwarf characters get +1 attack and +1 willpower. Yeah, so that is also good. All dwarf characters, that is. So there's a little bit, there's an elf character when there's an elf hero, can't remember which one, but whenever they're in play, the first round that any ally comes into play, an elf, I think, they get +1 of everything. But Dane, if he's ready, he gives it to everyone. So readying him or not even using him sometimes might be good. So then we go on to the next set of cards. And this is just a continuation of the deck. So we've got all these events. After hidden cash is discarded from your deck, add 2 resources to the resource pool of a hero you control. Discarded from your deck. Spend 1 resource to draw 1 card. And that's an event card, yeah. So you add resources. Getting resources is great. Lure of Moria, ready all dwarf characters. So good in conjunction with Dane Ironfoot. Readying all your characters is very useful in a big fight. We are not idle. Exhaust X dwarf heroes to add X resources to a hero's resource pool and draw 1 card. So that's 0 to use it. Great. These are great cards. Choose a dwarf hero. That hero gets +2 willpower, +2 attack, and +2 defense until the end of the round. That's just one. And then we have Halt. So these cards are the suggested deck. So I might have a go at playing with that, but I'll have to see, because I want to start playing the Fellowship of the Ring quests. So after the Halt card, there's some more heroes. There's Nori, Killy. No, just Nori. And Nori is after you play a dwarf character from your hand, reduce your threat by 1. Okay. Okay, I see you, Nori. And then we have lots of other allies. Killy. Oh, Killy and Philly. After you play Killy from your hand during the planning phase, search your deck for Philly and put him into play under your control. Shuffle your deck. Ah, yes, okay. After you play Philly from your hand during the planning phase. Right, so these set each other off. After you play Philly from your hand during the planning phase, search your deck for Killy. Ah, I see. Okay. So they always come in as a pair. Nice. Cute. Thematic. Sigil Miner. Exhaust Sigil Miner. And name a number to discard the top 2 cards of your deck. If at least one of those cards has cost equal to the numbered name, the name number, choose a hero you control. For each card that matches the named number, add 1 resource to that hero's pool. Ooh. That's a bit of a chance, but you know. Errorborn Guard is a sentinel. When you play Errorborn Guard from your hand, discard the top 2 cards of your deck to reduce its cost by 2. Right. There's a lot of discarding cards, which I'm not sure how that works in terms of if that's good or bad. After a card is discarded from your deck, exhaust Dwarf Pike to place that card on the bottom of your deck. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, when your deck runs out, that's it. So it's a bad thing, but you're using it to do things. And so that's why there's something like Dwarf Pike, which actually puts the card back on the bottom of your deck. A magic ring. Exhaust magic ring and raise your threat by 1 to choose 1. Ah, I see. By 1 to heal 1 damage from attached hero. Add 1 resource to attached hero's pool. Already attached hero. It's just 1 magic ring, so that won't come around very much. Bomber? Yeah. Exhaust Bomber to choose location. That location gets -1 threat until the end of the phase. That location does not contribute to its threat. Instead, if it is an underground location. Dory, after a hero is assigned any amount of damage, exhaust Dory to place that damage on Dory instead. I think we had one of those already. Gloin, Cram. Yeah, there's some more cards here that we've already seen. Okay. So there we go. That's the Dwarves deck, the starter deck. I'll have to have a think about that and see, you know, if we need to do anything with that, change it at all. It seems pretty good. There isn't a lot of stuff that sometimes you get cards that you just can't use playing solo, and that didn't seem to be the case there. Okay, so on to the main event. The Fellowship of the Ring Saga expansion. And let's have a closer look. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Join Frodo Baggins and his company as they begin their legendary quest to destroy the One Ring and defeat Sauron. This journey is fraught with dangerous foes such as Uruk-hai, the Watcher in the Water, the Balrog, and the dreaded Nazgul. 6 scenarios that recreate the adventures of the Fellowship of the Ring, the first part of the epic Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. In addition, this expansion includes over 60 hero and player cards, which can be used to build or enhance player decks for any Lord of the Rings, the card game, scenario, or campaign. This expansion includes all of the cards originally featured. Yeah, so it's used to be in 2 sets, this, but now this revised edition, they have got this Fellowship of the Ring expansion. So let's crack it open. I won't need that again. Now, I've seen an unboxing of this before, so I know what I'm getting. But I remember watching one and being like, oh, that's what's in the box? Because obviously this box is quite big, you know, but they're giving you extra room for cards because they want you to buy more and more and add cards and cards and cards. And, you know, I've already, the dwarves, got that many new cards. But be prepared for a pretty empty box when this opens. Oh, new game smell. You know I love the new game smell. Okay, that's the top of the lid. And wait for it. Wait for it. Let's get a close up. Wait for it. Here it comes. Ta-da! Oh, there they are. And then we've got all this room. But at least they're giving us, you know, places to put them. And I have card dividers and things. So let's just read a little bit of this. Of course, I have sometimes thought of going away, but I imagined that as a kind of holiday, a series of adventures like Bilbo's or better, ending in peace. But this would mean exile, a flight from danger into danger, drawing it after me. And I suppose I must go alone, if I am to do that and save the Shire. But I feel very small and very uprooted and, well, desperate. The enemy is so strong and terrible. This saga expansion gives players the opportunity to directly participate in or even recreate the narrative events described in the classic novel written by J.R.R. Tolkien. Join Frodo Baggins and his companions as they begin their legendary quest to destroy the One Ring and defeat Sauron. This expansion features 6 exciting scenarios spanning the Fellowship of the Ring, allowing players to play through the first third of the Lord of the Rings storyline. So components, there's this rulebook, 329 cards, which is quite a lot of cards, consisting of 7 hero cards, 57 player cards, 22 quest cards, 209 encounter cards, that's the biggest part of it, 6 campaign cards, which we probably will play, and 28 boon and burden cards. That's super interesting. So most of the cards are bad cards. But of course, the 57 player cards are added cards that we now have to create decks, which I'm really bad at, but there are resources to look at, you know. And this card in this expansion can be identified by the symbol before each card. Collect a number, and it is Gandalf's little hat. Let's have a look here. I might just move the box for a second. We can, I think I've got a little further in, yeah. So, Saga expansion rules. As those events evolve, setting up the game and setting up any scenario in this expansion, the first player must take control of a hero from the Fellowship Sphere with the Ring Bearer trait at the beginning of each game and attach the one ring to that hero. Okay. Let's just have a look. Wow. Okay, I'll have to look through the cards. When playing the scenarios in the Lord of the Rings Saga expansion, players reveal encounter cards individually in player order, blah, 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 blah. The Fellowship Sphere, yes, so this is new. The Fellowship Sphere, denoted by the ring icon, is a sphere of influence in the Lord of the Rings. The card game, with its own set of rules, the Fellowship Sphere emphasizes the sacrifice and determination of the valiant heroes who took up the quest to destroy the One Ring and bring an end to the menace of Sauron. Heroes belonging to the Fellowship Sphere can only be used when playing the scenarios in the Saga expansions. Also, only one hero from the Fellowship Sphere can be played at a time. Therefore, it is not possible for there to be more than one hero belonging to the Fellowship Sphere in play at any time. And we have Frodo Baggins. The Fellowship of the Ring features 2 new versions of Frodo Baggins. Well, they're the first versions for me. A hero who belongs to the Fellowship Sphere. Frodo Baggins is the only hero with the Ring Bearer trait included in this expansion. When using one of these versions of Frodo, players cannot start with any other version of Frodo Baggins as a starting hero or include any other versions of Frodo Baggins in their deck. There is only one Frodo Baggins, guys. For God's sake. I want to find the cards, but I will do after I've skipped through this. As a hero of each of these versions of Frodo Baggins... as a hero, each of these versions of Frodo Baggins collect 1 resource during the resource phase. In addition to paying for cards of the Fellowship Sphere, resources from Frodo Baggins' resource pool may be spent to pay for neutral cards. So I may need cards from the Fellowship Sphere. Because these versions of Frodo Baggins belong to the Fellowship Sphere, they cannot be used as a hero when playing any scenario from a product other than the Lord of the Rings Saga expansions. Don't play them otherwise. The One Ring. This expansion includes the One Ring, an objective card that the players must use when playing most of these scenarios. When setting up these scenarios, the first player must attach the One Ring to a ring bearer they control. Frodo Baggins. While attached to a hero, the One Ring has the text. Attached hero does not count against the hero limit. Okay. Well, that makes more sense now. So we have 4 heroes in play. Therefore, it is possible for the first player to begin the game with 4 heroes. Thank you. Under their control, if one of those heroes is a ring bearer. That's so cool. I didn't realize that. Well, of course I didn't, because I didn't know. The One Ring also has the text. If the One Ring leaves play, the players lose the game. Wow, yeah, okay. Just like in the novel, the players will need to carefully guard the ring bearer because if the attached hero leaves play, then the One Ring is also discarded and the player loses the game. Crazy. Some multiplayer rules which I won't be doing. Campaign mode. All 18 of the scenarios from the 3 Lord of the Rings expansions and 1 adventure played in Saga expansion is designed for campaign play, but players can still play the scenarios as standalone adventures if they choose. Okay, so I will play the campaign. Rules and new terms. So we have new things going. Archery. I might not go through all of these now. Immune to player card effects, indestructible, peril, permanent. There are some setup instructions. toughness. An enemy with toughness keyword reduces the amount of damage it takes by X each time it is assigned any amount of damage. Okay, and then it just starts with scenario 1, which is difficulty level 6. So we have some text, the cards we're going to use, and then we get into other scenarios which I don't want to particularly look at right now. And oh, there's a starter. Let's just go out one. So there's a starter deck list as well. To help you on your adventures, we have provided 2 starter deck lists. These decks are ideal for players who wish to play as soon as possible. These decks can be built with this expansion and the core set and can be played together or on their own. Okay. I think the heroes are Sam, Merry, and Pippin. Interesting. And in the Wisdom and Wizardry deck list, Gandalf, who is a hero, so they must be, yes, they're in this. I want to play with Gandalf as a hero. Got to. Theodred and Eowyn from the core set. So yeah, so they're all from the core set. So I may make a dwarf deck that I can use. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And here's the campaign log. Yeah, this is exciting. I'm really excited about this. Okay, let's open these cards. So let's get a bit closer. And I'm not going to look at encounter cards because, you know, I like the first time I like to be completely surprised by encounter cards. I just find, yeah, probably means I'm going to lose. But so encounters. Oh, okay. And then there's a campaign, and these might be boons, yeah. So, and there's another campaign, so that sort of stuff we're not going to look at. And then we have more, and these will be boon attachments. Yes, yes, yes. More. And there's campaign, part 6. And more encounter cards. I've got to say, you know, although you open the box and it doesn't look like there's a lot, actually there are a lot of cards here. Another one. Now this looks like it might be, that's campaign for part 1, yeah. So this looks like lots of cards that we can look at, and sure enough, first card is Frodo Baggins. So you can see his ring bearer trait. Is willpower 1, willpower 2, attack 1, defense 2, and spend 1 ring bearer resource and exhaust the 1 ring to cancel the effect of a card that just revealed from the encounter deck. Shuffle that card back into the encounter deck and reveal an encounter card. And the flavor text is, I will take the ring, he said, though I do not know the way. So that's Frodo. And this is the other version of Frodo, who, let's compare the two, have the same stats. But his response after Frodo Baggins exhausts to defend an attack, exhaust the One Ring and spend one resource to target the attacking enemy. Then this attack deals no damage and each player raises their threat by 2. Let me just read that again. After Frodo Baggins exhausts to defend an attack, exhaust the One Ring and spend one ring resource to target the attacking enemy. Then this attack deals no damage and each player raises their threat by 2. Well, that's bad. So it looks like this is, to me, this seems like it's sort of makes it more difficult, right? Not sure. And then we've got Samwise. After you engage an enemy with an engagement cost higher than your threat, ready Sam Gamgee. He gets +1 willpower, +1 attack, and +1 defense until the end of the round. So yeah, that's thematic in terms of you're attacking something that's much bigger than you. And so he readies and gets all his stats boosted. That's pretty cool. And he has the leadership trait. Oh, hello. Don't know why that's happening. There we go. Yeah, and he has the leadership trait. He's pretty cool. Merry, we have. Merry gets +1 attack for each Hobbit hero you control. And he has 0 attack as his base stat. And he has 2 life. After Merry participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, ready another character that participated in that attack. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So you can, if you've got multiple attacks going on, once you destroy something, you get to have another go with another character. Fatty Bulger. I've heard things about Fatty Bulger, but I don't know what. Exhaust Fatty Bulger to choose an enemy in the staging area and raise your threat by that enemy's threat. Until the end of the phase, that enemy does not contribute it. Exhaust Fatty Bulger to choose an enemy in the staging area and raise your threat by that enemy. Does not contribute it. Oh, right, okay. Cool. Here's Pippin. Each enemy in play gets +1 engagement for each Hobbit. Yeah, that's like Merry. Response. After you engage an enemy with an engagement cost higher than your threat, draw 1 card. Okay, so they both have that. Also, I would say one of the good things about these Hobbits is they don't have any, like their threat is really low. And obviously Frodo is like 0. So yeah, your threat can be quite low. Talking of that, Gandalf has 14, so that's quite high. He has 5 life. His stats are brilliant. Of course, 3 willpower, 3 attack, 3 defense. And play the top card of your deck face up. Once per phase, you may play the top card of your deck as if it were in your hand. When playing a card this way, Gandalf is considered to have the printed basically all the icons. So you can use his resources for anything, basically. when you're playing a card from the top of the deck. So you constantly know what is on the top of your deck as well, which is cool. So obviously very powerful. And I guess you can't have Gandalf cards in your deck because that would not make sense. No, you definitely couldn't, because Gandalf cards have the symbol, this symbol here, which means they are unique and you can't have more than one in play. I guess you could have them in your deck, it's just you couldn't play them if Gandalf was still alive. So we have 3 Bill the Ponies. Hello, Bill. Reduce the cost to play Bill the Pony by 2 if you control Sam Gamgee. Cannot have attachments. Each Hobbit character gets +1 hit point. Ooh. Very nice. We've got a Galadriel just as an ally. So she's like your Gandalf. So at the end of the round, discard Galadriel from play. She just has 3 willpower, 3 life. After you play Galadriel from your hand, search the top 5 decks of your deck for an attachment with cost 3 or less and put it into play. Put the remaining cards back in any order. That's very nice. Look at all these cards. Got 3 Galadriels. Hobbit's Cloak. We've got a Boromir. I'm not going to look at all of these. Boromir gets +2 defense while defending against an enemy with an engagement cost higher than your threat. After Boromir takes any amount of damage, ready him. Nice. Farmer Maggot. Okay. Dagger of Westerness. Attachments. Here he gets +1 attack, +2 instead if the attacking enemy with an engagement cost higher than your threat. There's quite a lot of that going on in this, on these cards. Choose a Hobbit character. Character gets +2 willpower, attack, and defense until the end of the phase. That is Halfling Determination. Nice. Oh, Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins. After Bilbo Baggins enters play, search your deck for a pipe attachment and add it to your hand. Shuffle the deck. And a pipe. After your threat is reduced by an event card effect, exhaust Hobbit Pipe to draw 1 card. So Bilbo brings those out. He just has 2 willpower. And these Hobbit Pipes don't cost anything to put into play. Okie dokie. Smoke rings. Reduce your threat by 1 for each pipe you control. Oh, okay. Ooh, that's a good little combo, isn't it? After your threat is reduced by an event card, exhaust Hobbit Pipe to draw 1 card. Nice. Nice little combos going on there. Ooh, there's Elrond. Good stats, of course. 3 willpower, 2 attack, and 3 defense. At the end of the round, Elrond, discard Elrond from play. Okay, so another Gandalf type character. Very nice art as well. It's almost a bit of a rainbow. After Elrond enters play, choose 1. Heal all damage from a hero. Discard a condition attachment, or each player draws 1 card. Yeah, good powers. Got an Elf Stone. Take no notice. Reduce the cost to play Take No Notice by 1 for each Hobbit or Ranger hero you control. Each enemy gets +5 engagement cost until the end of the round. Oh, Gandalf's staff. Ah, this is for Gandalf. Things for Gandalf. This comes under. Attached to Gandalf. Exhaust Gandalf's staff to choose one. Choose a player to draw 1 card. Add 1 resource to a hero's resource pool. Or discard 1 shadow card from a non-unique enemy. Now that's cool. And a Wizard Pipe. Attached to an Astari character, which Gandalf is. Exhaust Wizard Pipe to switch a card in your hand with the top card of the deck. So that's a way, with Gandalf as a hero, you can see what's on the top of the deck. So you can take it and get it into your hand for just 1 resource. Got a spell. Fellowship of the Ring. Attached to the Ring Bearer, each hero gets +1 willpower. Forced. After a character is destroyed, discard Fellowship of the Ring. Ah. And this has the ring trait. So only Frodo can use that. And then the last one in this deck is another one, which is Frodo's Intuition. Another ring trait. Each hero you control gets +1 willpower until the end of the round. Draw 1 card for each Hobbit hero you control. Yeah, okay, good card. Accessing the cards, which I think is the most important. And here's the last deck. So yeah, these are just more. So many of these cards. I'm going to have to work out which are which. Okay, so there we go. That is all the cards. So lots of encounter cards. Some new cards. Frodo, who will have to be in this when we play this campaign, the Fellowship of the Ring. So I will work out a good deck to build for that. I'll probably go on the database. But if I can get the dwarves in as well, a dwarf deck with Frodo, that might be quite cool. And if you're doing that, I guess, you know, all these, of course, we've got all the new heroes, but all these cards, you're not necessarily going to use a lot of them, apart from maybe some of the ones with the ring trait, which will, you know, be good for Frodo to use because he will be getting resources. Yeah, cool. Okay, there we go. Well, I think that's probably it. Very excited to play this. I will be playing on Friday, I think. So that should be cool. So there we go. Oh, my camera's dropped. Oh, now I'm... Oh. There we go. So, there we go. Unboxings of Dwarves of Durin and Lord of the Rings, the card game, The Fellowship of the Ring. Saga expansion. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please comment, and please subscribe if you haven't and you're watching this. It would really help me. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye.